Hello everyone, my name is Burabari. Okay, I'm actually a cybersecurity, a beginner in cybersecurity. All right, and today I'm going to be sharing my knowledge in Linux. So I'm going to be talking about 10 Linux command, basic Linux command. Okay, so without too much talk, let's just dive in. I'm going to be showing you the commands and practice. All right, if you're with your PC currently right now watching me, you can open up your terminal in your Linux, then you can try with me. All right, now let's go back to our terminal. All right, so this is our terminal. um Now, the first command which we have is actually pwd. All right, that's the first command we have. And what does pwd means? It actually means print working directory. All right, what does it do? What does the command do? It actually display the current working directory. Like it actually shows you like the directory you are in currently at that particular time. All right, so now let's try it out. Okay, so if you're with your PC, let's get started. All right, so first command sorry pwd. All right, and remember, anything in the Linux is actually case sensitive. So if it's actually a small letter, like a lowercase letter, you're going to be using a lowercase letter for all of the commands. It's not actually I think there are few commands that are actually um capital letters also. So for this one, I'm going to be telling you it's actually lowercase letters, like all are all and lowercase letter. So now pwd, print working directory. Now let's click enter. It tells us that we are in cyber guru, which is me. All right, this is my own directory, not home. This is my own directory. I'm in currently in cyber guru. All right, so it tells you the what they call it, the directory you are in currently at that particular time. So when you do pwd, you are in cyber guru and directory. So now let's go to the next command, which is actually who am I. All right, what's who am I? Who am I actually tells you the user, or you actually see the user in which you are logged in as. Because maybe you might be working, let me say, you might be working in the Linux or whatsoever, and you may not know the who you are logged in, and you just want to know whether you are logged in as a regular user or you are logged in as a root user. You understand my point? So now let's try the who am I command in the Linux. All right, so we're gonna type who am I, then let's see what it gives us. Cyber guru. All right, it tells us that I'm logged in as cyber guru. If I was actually logged in as root, it's going to be showing me root. Okay, so that's it. So whenever you're working in a Linux, and let me say you're just not certain on which user you're logged in, you understand my point? You just have to type who am I, just to know, because it's very essential for you to know who you're logged in, and so that you might know what to do and what not to do. You understand my point? So I hope you understand what print working document or print working directory means. Don't worry, we'll all get back to all those ones. All right, we'll make example for those ones. So now let's get back to the third command. The third command is actually changing directories. Hmm, changing directories. All right, now let me just make this clear. I know you might be wondering what is dir. Dir is just a short form of directory. All right, we have in our system, let me say, uh, laptop, Windows, whatsoever. We have folder in it. All right, if you want to create a folder, you will see a folder. All right, so what we call folder in Windows, what we call folders in Linux is called directory. That's what we call it. All right, so you have to get used to it. Even when I started, when they were saying directory, I was not actually catching it for the first time, but as time goes on I start getting used to it. So if someone just says what directory are you changing to, or what directory are you logged in at, or what directory are you in, you understand my point? You just have to know that it means what folder are you in, or just say, or they'll just tell you create a new directory. Creating a new directory means creating a new folder. You understand? So it's as simple as that. Directory and folder, they are the same thing. But just that the Linux is actually different from the Windows. Alright? Let's go to change directory. Change directory. I have to give an example for that. But for that, let me leave that one first. Let me talk about the ls. Then I'll come back to the cd. You understand? All right. The ls is actually for listing content in a directory. As I said, directory is just like a folder. All right. And in the folder you have your what's it call it you have what's it call it different things that in it. Okay, so now let's do ls in my own directory, which is cyberguru. Let's do ls in my own directory, which is cyberguru, because currently now I am in cyberguru. Okay, now let's try out the ls command. This is it. As I did ls, what comes out? We have desktop, documents, downloads, Kali2, music, pictures, public, template, and other directories and files that are there. Okay, so these are directories and these are also files. So the use of ls is to like display the contents inside a directory. You get my point? So we are currently in cyberguru, and cyberguru is actually a directory. Okay, so now let's try out the cd command, which is change directory. Okay, so now which directory do you think you want to change to? We have desktop, documents, downloads, Kali2, pictures, and whatsoever. Okay, as we are going on, we are going to be using the commands that we used earlier, that I said earlier. Okay, so now let's do cd and change to desktop, or cd change to document or downloads. So cd desktop, just it's already there, just put the right arrow button, complete it. I'm currently in desktop directory. Okay, I'm no longer in cyberguru. Okay, so now let's try out the pwd. Let's try it out. So pwd, if you remember, print working directory, don't forget. Okay, click enter. It actually shows you a path. All right, first it started from home. Second, followed by my own directory. Then from my directory, it then goes to desktop. So that means we are currently in the desktop directory. Now we are in desktop directory. Let's try out the who am I command. Who am I? Complete it. I'm still cyberguru because what do you call it? The desktop is inside the cyberguru. Okay, you understand me? The desktop is inside the cyberguru. So let's try the ls command if there's anything inside the desktop. Let's just check it out. All right, there is nothing. There is nothing inside the cyberguru, I mean inside the desktop. So now from this is what we are going to be using actually. Okay, since there is nothing inside the desktop um directory, we are going to be using the desktop as an example for you to understand. I don't want to be changing from one directory to the other so that you won't get confused. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so let's check for the fifth one, which is actually mkdir, which means creating a new directory. All right, creating a new directory. Okay, now that's just it just as make a new directory or creating a new directory. They are the same. All right, so now let's try it out. Let's try it out. So now we are currently in desktop directory. Let's try and make a new directory in the desktop directory. Can we do that? Of course, let's try it. So mkdir, then you can give it any name. Should I say just for example purpose, let's just say um there's one, like just as short form of like desktop, or let's say dex one. And you see that dex one, you click on enter. All right, mkdir is for creating a new directory. All right, mkdir, don't forget. So now we've created a directory called dex1. Now let's check it out. So we're going to be using the ls command. So ls We have dex1 directory. Wow, isn't that great? Okay, now let's try out the cd command. Let's do cd dex1. Would that work? Let's try it out. So cd, forget, is actually case sensitive. All right, actually case sensitive. All right, let's go ahead. Now we are currently in dex1 directory, the directory that we created in desktop. That's where we are right now. Okay, now let's try out the previous command that we did. First of all, pwd. If you check, it actually says we are currently in dex directory, dex1 directory. We are no longer in desktop directory. We are currently in dex1 directory. Hope I'm not being too fast. All right, now let me slow down a little bit. Okay, we are currently in dex1 directory. Okay, so let's try out the who am I command. Who am I command. I'm still cyber guru. All right, that's me, cyber guru. All right, so ls command, there is nothing inside the dex1. Okay, let's leave that one for now. I think we are done with that one. Now let's go to the sixth command. The sixth command is actually touch. Touch, the use of touch is actually creating files. How do you do that? How do you do that? Create files, create files, create files. Okay, let's try it out. Let's try it out. Since there is nothing inside the dex1 directory, let's try creating a file inside the dex1 directory, which we are going to be using touch command. So we're going to be using touch. Let's just say touch um, dex2.txt. All right, does that make sense? Yeah, I think it does. Touch dex2.txt. Yeah, all right, let's try out the ls command. Yeah, we got it. We've created a file. We've created a file. Right? We've created a file in dex1 directory. That means inside desktop we have another desktop called dex1 directory, called dex1. Then inside dex1 directory we have a file called dex2.txt. You get my point? So this, I hope you understand what I'm saying. All right, so now this is it. We're done with this. We've created a touch, a file, and the name is dex2.txt. Okay, let's go to the seventh command. Is actually copying files or directory. Copying files or directory. Okay, now how do you copy? You don't actually like spell it out like copy, copy. You can just use the short form like cp as copy, just cp as copy. Okay, so let's try it out. So where do you think we want to copy? Let's say we want to copy dex2.txt to desktop. How do we do that? Let's try it out, because me I don't even know, like, seriously. So let's try it out. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do cp um cp. Okay, gonna put the flag dash arrow, then you're gonna put dex2.txt. Then you're gonna give a file path in which you wanna copy the dex2 to. Understand? You're gonna give a file path. Right, so first of all, home, cyber guru, then lastly gonna give it desktop. Okay, let's try and see if it works. If it doesn't, we're gonna try another method. Yeah, I think it does. We've copied dex2.txt to desktop. All right, that's the usage of cp for copying of files. All right, that copying of files or copying of directory. All right. Yeah, copying of file, copying of directory. So if copy the file dex2.txt from dex1 directory to desktop. So now let's try the ls command and see if we still have, okay, we still have it right here. We still have the dex2 the .txt. Okay, now I think let's go back to our desktop. Now we're back to our desktop. Now let's try out the ls command. Wow, we have dex2.txt. Wow, 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 wow. So that's great, that's great. We are moving on, moving on. Then I think the eighth command, which is actually moving files or directory. Moving files or directory. Where do you want to move them to? Okay, now let's try that out. Where do you want? Now we have dex1, dex2. Okay, so now where do you want to move dex1 directory to? And first, before you move a file or directory, you have to be in that particular directory in which you want to move the file or directory from. Understand? If you want to move dex1 directory, you have to be in the desktop directory first, because if you go to my own directory, which is my cyber guru, my own home directory, you can't just move dex1 from there. It is not possible. Dex1 is inside the desktop directory. You get my point? So let's try out to move dex1 directory to, I think, to downloads. Could that be possible? Let's try it out. Okay, move um dex one. So I might still move it to my own home directory though. Let's try it out. Sorry, I think yes. Move dex one. I did a file path home cyber guru. All right, so let's try it out. Okay, so let's check if there is dex one in desktop with the use of ls command to list the contents in the directory. Nah, I don't think so. So it's only dex2.txt that is here. So now let's move to my own directory. Changing of directories, as I said, cd, you can change to different directories, like navigating to different directories. So now if I want to go back to my own directory, which is cyberguru, I have to create a file path. All right, so first I'm going to do home, then cyberguru. All right, so click enter. Oh, I didn't complete the, what's it called it, sorry for that. Let me try one more time. Okay, all right, I'm currently in my own what's it called it, my own home directory, which is cyberguru. All right, so now let's try out the ls command. Now which of one did we, which of the directory did we move? um oh, here it is, dex1 directory. This is dex1 directory. Now let's try to do cd and change directory to dex1 directory. So we do cd dex1. Let's try the ls command. Wow, that's powerful. So now currently now the dex1 directory is inside cyberguru directory. Okay, the dex1 directory is inside cyberguru directory. So now I think we are done with moving of directory, copying of directory or files. Now let's move to the next command, which is actually uh, removing files. Yes, the ninth command, removing files. Okay, which is actually rm. Okay, so now we are index one directory. Okay, and we have a file already, which is dex2.txt. Okay, we have a file already, dex2 excuse me, dex2.txt. All right. So now with the help of ROM, which is actually remove or actually delete also, let's try and remove the x2.txt. Remember, as I said, if you want to remove or move anything or copy any file, or that you must be in that directory for you to be able to do that or to carry out that task. You get my point? So now let's try and remove the dex2.txt with the help of rom command. So let me say rom, sorry, dex2.txt. Okay, so now this is it. So let's try and run it. Okay, we're still in the dex1 directory. Oh, all right, so let's try the ls command. If we are still gonna see the dex2.txt, we have an empty directory. That is, there is nothing inside this directory anymore, because already I've removed, okay, the dex2.txt. I've removed the file. All right, removing also kind of stands for delete. Also, I actually deleted it. You see the same thing. All right, I deleted it. Okay, now let's go move on to the third, the 10th command, which is actually removing directory. Wow, removing directory. And the removing directory is actually RMDIR. RMDIR is actually different from RM, which is only for removing files. The for removing of directories is RMDIR. So now let's try out to remove the dex1 directory from cyberguru. You know that cyberguru is actually a directory. So let's remove dex1 from it. If you can see from here, hold on. If you can see from here, dex1 is actually here. Dex1 is here inside cyberguru, which is my own home directory. Okay, so I did cd to dex1 directory and did ls to display the content which is inside the dex1 directory. It brought out dex2.txt, and I removed the dex2.txt, and now I did ls again, and there is no what's it called, no content in it. Is actually empty. So now what I want to do is I want to remove the dex1 from the cyber guru. Okay, so I have to be in the cyber guru's directory, not here. All right, so let's try and change to cyber guru's directory. All right, so I'm going to give a 5 parts, cd home. No need for that because it's actually written out here. You just have to use the arrow key. All right, change to cyber guru. So I'm here in my own home directory, cyber guru. So now let's do the ls again. I'm still gonna see the dex1 directory. Okay, so now with the help of rmdik, we're gonna be, I mean rmdir, we are going to remove the directory from cyber guru. Okay, so let's try it out. Rmdir dex 1. Okay, watch closely. RMDIR is for removing of directories. RMDIR is for removing of directories. While RM itself is for removing of files. Okay, so let's try it out. So I've done that. Let's try the ls command again. So ls. Now let's search for the dex1. Unfortunately, there's no dex1 directory anymore. Alright, there is no dex1 directory. So, for all that being said, let's review all our commands again. First of all, our first command was pwd, print working directory, which actually display the current working directory that you are in currently. Okay, okay, so we've talked about the 10 basic Linux commands, which are pwd, print working directory, who am I, c, the user which you are logged in as, then cd, changing directory, ls, listing the content in the directory, then mkdir, creating a new directory, then touch, creating files, copying, then cp, copying files or directory, then MV, which is actually moving files or directory. Then ROM is actually removing files. Then RMDIR is actually removing directory. So now we okay. Let me actually just do this. Hold on a minute. So now we've actually talked a lot about all of the commands, all of the commands already. So should we do some revision about it? All right. So first command, let's just do some things, just a few minutes. All right. PWD without checking out working directory ls listing of, let me say, content in a directory. Then who am I? Cyber Guru. We are actually logged in as Cyber Guru. Okay. So which other one again? We're gonna do. Let me just create a file in the Cyber Guru and directory. Let me just do touch. Let me just use, okay, Bora.txt. Okay. So ls we have a file. Then let's create a directory. Let's create a directory. Alright. So we've created a directory using mkdir arrow. We have bra2 bra.txt. Alright. Let's remove the bra.txt. Right. I'm gonna remove bra.txt. Okay. Enter. Then let's do ls command again. Right. Bra.txt. Then let's remove the, what's it call it, the bra directory. I think it's gonna be romdir gonna be bra 2, I think. Then ls again. There is no other directory called bra 2. Okay, so now let's do change directory, as we earlier said. Change directory to desktop. Sorry, desktop. All right. So we are currently in desktop directory. ls dex2.txt rom dex2.txt. We are removing dex2.txt from desktop. Search rom remove is actually removing of files. So click enter. Then ls command again is an empty directory. Pwd, let's check where we are. We are in desktop directory. Then the who am I, we are in I'm still Cyber Guru. So let's check the other commands. We've talked about most of it. ROM, DRO, remove. So that's it. So with all this, you can just go on, study it, master it, and be perfect at it. The 10 basic Linux commands. Alright, pwd for printing working directory, wami, cd, ls, mkdir, touch, cp, mv, rm, and rmdir. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for staying this long. Thank you so much. Please, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more content and for more videos. All right. See you. See you. See you. See you.